An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show start.
All right, we good. Well, hello everyone, listeners and those who are viewing on YouTube. Now, I know you're probably looking like, okay, wait a minute. This heifer said it was going to be every day, and we didn't have anything over the particular weekend. Let me definitively explain to you why that happened. Today's album is the reason why I said I'm going to have to only do this in terms of giving myself a recording break Monday through Friday. Like Saturday and Sunday will have to be my day to regroup, look at my notes, clarify my thoughts and whatnot. This album certainly had a lot to do with it. So what we listened to for today's album is one of the most creative names of all time. Just in case you weren't seeking out any sarcasm today, I've delivered it for you. One time, third time, Fo Yo Mind. Fo, F-O, that's not my Texan accent coming out. It literally is named third, T-H-I-R-D, time, Fo, F-O, yo, Y-O apostrophe, mind. Y'all, K-pop fans, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3Day rating on this one is a 2.5 at best. At best. It peaked at number 12 on the Korean charts. It's the lowest ranked album that they have. They only released 5. So that should say something. Just like those that came before it, it came out on CD and cassette. It has 9 tracks: Nasty, Hello, Wow, Make It Last, Last Night Story, Hip Hop Kids, Mother, Bus. Yes, seriously, the name of the song is Bus, and then Sucker Buster. Second round came out April 21st, 2000. This came out, if y'all could see my hair, for those of you who are listening to this, I just twisted it to a bun and it untwisted itself. Third Time for Your Mind came out December 14th, 2001. They did nothing but experience a severe bout of imposter syndrome. Whatever it was that they were on as a very authentic vibe for that second album, that sophomore album, it was dead by the junior album, completely and utterly. The album starts off with a track called Nasty, and I just want to share with you some of the lyrics. I got a lot of tabs open. There's nothing overly intense about the lyrics of it. Throw your hands up and run into the sky. Forget it, feel it. I don't know. What do you see? Yo, just shut up and listen. My cry to ring like a mad, tired man. Blah, 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 blah. It's basically just a have fun, feel good anthem. And while I was listening to it, I'm like, man, this sounds like Cypress Hill. Then it would get to another thing, and I'm like, wow, that's Nelly's cadence. By the time I made it to the third song, I'm like, no, we need to do a good hot Google. In 2001, in Western hip hop, in 2000, Cypress Hill dropped a record. Nelly dropped a record. In 2001, Blink 182 dropped a record, which is what their third song sounds like. And it just, nothing in this is standout. Nothing is authentic. It's agitating because they had a good, okay, hey, we here on their debut. Then the second album just blew my mind. It was so well put together and it was so authentic hip hop. And perhaps maybe it would do me best to explain what authentic hip hop would be. And that's a mighty piece of meat to try to bite off. Me trying to explain what authenticity is in hip hop. For one, it would be genuine delivery of your own sound. That much is undeniable because they got Skull and Bones all over this. Skull and Bones was Cypress Hill album. Just for those who are like, Colin, who? It's all over it, thick, heavy, heavy. Even just down to the production quality and whatnot. And I wonder if this was the beginning of the end of the group, um, in terms of cohesiveness and whatnot, because it feels lazy, yet also forced. So, what is hip hop? Let's see what the internets say. And I'm not talking about hip hop culture. I just want to talk about hip hop music, a style of popular music of US Black and Hispanic origin featuring rap with an electronic backing. Okay, the histrionics of the course come from ethnic groups that I'm deeply familiar with, but and it was born in New York City for those who are just like, I really don't. Where did it come from? I thought hip hop belonged to everybody and things of that sort. Hip hop also is a culture and an artistic movement, but hip hop music is what I'm going to talk about here. Um, some of the characteristics of it is the fact that it does have rap in it or emceeing. Some of that would come off as, the ad lib, and you come into a song that's, yo man, what's up? Party people in the place, let's do this. That's the hype man aspect of it, the getting everyone emotionally and invested in what they are getting ready to hear. So emceeing and or rapping is a very fundamental aspect of hip hop. You also have some of the technique of how it's delivered. DJ Styles, scratching is a lot of it as well. You've got these serious bass lines, synthesizers, and not with the whole bedroom pop vibe that we're all consuming a lot of these days, thanks to the lo-fi movement. Or I just forgot the name of the other movement, synth wave pop. But it has synthesizers. They're trancy. They make you want to move your head and your neck. And sampling is a big aspect of this, which is all the things that they do aside from scratching. I don't even recall. It might have been a song or two that had scratch techniques on it, but the album is garbage. So it's not a solid one. For one, this is first generation K-pop. So, of course, they're going to emulate whatever it is that's popping on the Western scene. I give it a 2 because, albeit it doesn't feel authentic to what I've understood One Time to be at this point in time through the first 2 albums, it takes a lot of effort and takes a lot of ego to mimic the musicality of other artists and try to pass it off as your own, and do so by resting on the laurels of, well, it ain't in English predominantly, it's in Korea, ain't nobody listening to Korea. So to convince yourself of that and have to like ride them wheels until they fall off, that's really, really impressive to me. It really is. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm just disappointed because there was so much good that had been done in that previous album. It set a solid bar, and I'm really questioning why it didn't reach number 1, that second album, perhaps because exposure to consistent hip hop with Korean flair was relatively new. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to have to do some additional research, and that can be, a more long frame video on the great moments on YouTube. But yeah, like they didn't try. They did not give this the effort that it deserved. Nothing was very memorable. Nothing at all, aside from the fact that if you are familiar with 2000 and 2001 American hip hop, that, okay, you can pull from this, you can pull from this. This is what it sounds like. This is what they're aiming for, which also moving forward in time, let's make a quick circle right fast. In the day 2 episode, I mentioned that some of us, including myself, have talked about the lack of challenging production style and whatnot that has been tied in with Teddy. This is a time where I feel like they relied a lot on, oh, well, Teddy and Danny, y'all lived in America. Like, what's going on over there? Pull it and, just, I need you to make something that sounds like this. If any of you who are watching or listening to this are music producers and you sell beats, you will on occasion see a lot of things where it'll say, I want a so and so style beat. I think this is what got him trapped into that. Oh, well, I got beats. And it's a quote. He's quoted saying that many years later, that I've got, just files and files of Timbaland like beat, a Pharrell like beat, Scott Storch beat. He didn't specifically say that, but Scott Storch just popped into my brain, and just take with it what you will. But even still, you get stuck in that where you're not making a sound that belongs to you. You're doing a whole bunch of I'll make what sells. I don't know if that's exclusively the fault of Danny feeling himself and just thinking that his poop don't stink no more, or if it's a reflection of YG seeing a solid strategy and preparing himself to manipulate it to its greatest degree of manipulation. I don't know. But what I do know is I hate that it's making this a very unfulfilling conversation about this album, because they failed us all with this one. And I wish I could find some old commentary from what some of the fan base was saying at this time. Like, that ain't it, y'all. Like, don't do that. I really wish I could. So that's all I got for this one. We have, with One Time, just 2 albums left. Once in for All, these album names, they really do their best. And One Way as the final one. And I'm pleased with this. It feels triumphant a little bit for us, that we've made it through some very classic K-pop, that first gen stuff, and then we're getting out of this and heading on to another group. That is what I'm most excited about. It's really, really a good feeling. So I'm glad y'all rolling with me in all of this. So I will catch you in tomorrow's episode, and hopefully that album is better. Oh boy, sister can hope. Bye, y'all.